The human who shocked everyone on her planet. Lisa Martinez opened her eyes to a purple sky filled with 3 moons. She had crash-landed on an unknown world after her escape pod failed during a deep space mission. The metallic taste of blood filled her mouth as she crawled out of the smoking wreckage. Her survival suit was torn but still functional. The landscape around her looked alien yet beautiful. Crystal formations jutted from pink sand dunes while strange plants with silver leaves swayed. In the gentle breeze, the air was breathable but thin, making each breath feel incomplete. Lisa activated her emergency beacon and hoped someone would find her signal. What she did not know was that someone already had. Commander Zix of the Kalarian Defense Force watched the strange craft fall from the sky through his observation scope. The vessel was unlike anything in their database. Its design was crude compared to their advanced technology. Yet something about it intrigued him. He ordered his squad to investigate the crash site. The Kalarians were a proud warrior race who had conquered dozens of worlds. Their blue skin was tough as armor, and their 4 arms made them formidable fighters. They stood 8 feet tall with glowing yellow, eyes that could see in complete darkness. For centuries, they believed themselves to be the strongest beings in the galaxy. When Commander Zix and his team reached the crash site, they expected to find another weak alien species to enslave. Instead, they found Lisa Martinez sitting calmly beside her destroyed pod. She was cleaning a wound on her arm with surprising steadiness. The Kalarians surrounded her with their plasma weapons drawn. Lisa looked up at them without fear. Her brown eyes met the commander's glowing gaze. She slowly stood up, revealing her small frame compared to their massive bodies. The height difference was almost comical. Lisa raised her hands to show she meant no harm. She spoke in her universal translator, hoping they would understand her words. The device had been damaged in the crash, so her voice came out distorted and mechanical. Commander Zix had never seen a creature like her before. She had only 2 arms and 2 legs. Her skin was soft and appeared fragile. Her hair was dark and long, unlike their bald heads. What puzzled him most was her calm demeanor. Most aliens cowered in fear when facing Kalarian warriors. He decided to bring her back to their city as a curiosity for the High Council. The journey would take 3 days through dangerous terrain filled with predators and hostile weather. Lisa would probably die before they reached civilization. This thought amused him. What Commander Zix did not expect was how wrong he would be. On the first night, they camped near a rocky outcrop. The Kalarians set up their energy shields and prepared their rations. Lisa sat quietly by herself, observing everything around her. She noticed how they moved and communicated. She studied their weapons and equipment with keen interest. When the night predators began howling in the distance, the Kalarians gripped their weapons tighter. These creatures had killed many of their kind over the years. Their acid spit could melt through armor, and their speed was unmatched in darkness. Lisa heard the approaching sounds before anyone else. Her human hearing was not superior to theirs, but her brain processed the audio differently. She stood up and pointed toward a cluster of rocks where she sensed movement. The Kalarians laughed at her. They thought she was afraid of shadows, but Lisa was not afraid. She was calculating. She picked up a sharp piece of metal from her crashed pod and waited. The predators attacked from 3 directions. Their sleek black bodies moved like liquid shadow through the camp. The Kalarians fired their weapons, but the creatures were too fast. Several warriors fell to the acid attacks. Lisa moved with purpose. She did not have their strength or speed, but she had something they lacked: strategic thinking and adaptability. She used the terrain to her advantage, rolling behind cover and striking at weak points. When one predator leaped at her, she did not try to overpower it. Instead, she redirected its momentum, causing it to crash into a rock formation. The impact stunned the creature long enough for her to drive her makeshift weapon into its soft underbelly. The other predators hesitated. They had never seen prey fight with such intelligence. Their instincts told them to retreat, but hunger drove them forward. Lisa continued using their aggression against them. She made them crash into each other and fall into traps. By dawn, all the predators were dead. The Kalarians stared at Lisa with new respect. Commander Zix could not believe what he had witnessed. This small, fragile creature had killed more predators than his entire squadron. The second day they encountered a massive sandstorm. The Calarians activated their protective suits, but Lisa's equipment was too damaged. She would have to endure the storm with minimal protection. The sand cut like glass and the wind threatened to knock her down. The Calarians expected her to collapse within minutes. Instead, Lisa wrapped her torn suit around her face and pressed forward. She used her smaller size to find shelter between rocks and debris. While the Calarians struggled against the storm, Lisa seemed to flow with it. She conserved her energy and moved when the wind patterns allowed. She even helped two warriors who had become separated from the group commander. Zix began to see patterns in her behavior. She did not fight against obstacles, instead she adapted to them. She turned weaknesses into advantages and found solutions where others saw only problems in the HFY. Third day they reached the outskirts of the Calarian capital. The massive city stretched across a mountain range with towers reaching into the clouds. Advanced ships flew between buildings while holographic displays showed news and entertainment. Lisa stared at the city with wonder but also with analytical eyes. She was already figuring out how their society worked, how their technology functioned, and where their weaknesses might be. The High Council chamber was a magnificent dome filled with the most powerful Calarians in their Empire Council. Leader Vex sat on a throne made from the bones of conquered enemies. His presence commanded absolute respect from all who entered. When Lisa was brought before the council, she did not bow or show submission. She stood straight and looked each member in the eye. This behavior was unheard of among conquered species council leader. Vex spoke in their ancient language, expecting Lisa to cower at his booming voice. Instead, she listened carefully and responded through her translator. She asked questions about their history, their technology, and their goals. The council was fascinated by her audacity. No alien had ever shown such curiosity about Calarian culture. Most begged for mercy or tried to bargain for their lives. Lisa seemed genuinely interested in understanding them. Over the following weeks, Lisa was kept in the royal quarters as an honored guest rather than a prisoner. She spent her days learning their language and customs. She impressed scholars with her quick learning ability and her unique perspectives. Lisa shared stories of humanity and Earth. The Calarians were amazed by human achievements. Despite having weaker bodies and shorter lifespans, humans had created art, science, and philosophy that rivaled their own accomplishments. She told them about human exploration and the drive to discover new worlds. She explained how humans worked together despite their differences and how they overcame challenges through cooperation and innovation. The more the Calarians learned about humans, the more impressed they became. Lisa represented something they had never encountered before, a species that was physically weak but mentally powerful, a race that used intelligence. Instead of brute force, word spread throughout the city about the amazing human female scientists requested meetings with her military leaders, wanted to understand human tactics. Philosophers debated the implications of human thinking. Lisa used this attention wisely. She began suggesting improvements to their technology based on human innovations. She showed them new ways to solve old problems. Her ideas were simple but effective. When a plague threatened their agricultural domes, Lisa proposed a solution based on human farming techniques. Her method saved their food supply and prevented widespread famine. The council was amazed by her practical wisdom. During a border conflict with another species, Lisa offered strategic advice. Her unconventional tactics led to victory with minimal casualties. The military commanders began calling her their secret weapon. Lisa also introduced them to human concepts of art and music. She taught children to draw and sing in ways that expressed emotions rather than just displaying skill. The cultural impact was profound. Months passed and Lisa became a celebrity throughout the Calarian Empire. Her influence grew beyond what anyone had expected. She was changing their society from within, but Lisa had not forgotten her original mission. She was still trying to find a way home. She had been working on repairing communication equipment using Calarian technology. Her goal was to contact Earth and arrange for rescue when she finally succeeded in sending a message. The response shocked everyone. The human fleet was already searching for her and they were much closer than expected. The arrival of human ships caused panic among some Calarians. They expected an invasion force. Instead, they found diplomatic vessels carrying scientists and cultural ambassadors. Lisa had prepared both sides for this meeting. She served as translator and mediator, helping humans and Calarians understand each other. Her presence made the impossible possible. The first interspecies alliance in galactic history was signed in the same chamber where Lisa had first been presented as a curiosity. The agreement established trade routes, cultural exchange programs, and mutual defense.